welcome back to my kitchen. This is the Vegan Grandma. Thank you for joining me. It is a cold, rainy, windy, chilly day here in Bermuda, so I thought it would be the perfect day to make a shepherd's pie. So come along with me. I am also repping North Carolina today, my absolute favorite state, but it's so cold I had to put a jacket on. And believe it or not, in Bermuda we do have a winter time. It's subtropical, not a tropical island. So yes, we have, but for the most part, it is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful weather. Today, though, happens to be our rainy, wintry day. So come along with me as we make this shepherd's pie. And by the way, it's also a big hair, don't care day. I washed my hair, it's rainy, I get the frizzies, and I really didn't do anything with it. So you're gonna have to bear with this wild woman hairstyle as well. Just thought I would add that in there. All right. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm using a different camera because the last recipe that I was doing, my camera and tripod fell on the lens, so this is possibly not going to be even near the quality. Not that the first one was that great, but it's better than what I think this is going to be. This is a backup camera. Anyway, so yes, I lost my vlogging camera. It's completely ruined, and until I get to the States, I'm not going to buy another one because the one that I want is almost $2,000 here, which is ridiculous because it's right at $1,000 in the States. Anyway, so we're going to use about 3 pounds. Well, we're going to use 3 pounds of potatoes. We've got a medium onion, 2 cloves of garlic. I cheat, mine are already chopped up. We've got a cup and a half of uncooked brown lentils here. You can use brown or green. The red lentils, they're just too mushy. So I have drained these, washed and drained them. So that's what I have. Yeah, I can speak. That's a cup and a half. We have 4 cups of organic vegetable broth, 10 ounces of mixed vegetables. We're going to put thyme in this and salt and pepper to taste, and then we're going to use 2 to 4 tablespoons, and I didn't have any of the stick vegan butter, so I'm using the tub type, which is a little bit more watery, but I did measure out the tablespoons. So these are the ingredients that we're looking at, which is pretty simple for shepherd's pie. So we will get to this. All right, so cooking the potatoes. I cut the potatoes just in half. I put enough water just to cover them. We're going to bring this to a boil on high heat and then cut it down to medium to medium high heat, cover it and let it cook for 20 to 30 minutes. And while they're cooking, we will prepare the rest of the ingredients. Oh, and I've said this before, but cooking the potatoes starting out in completely cold water helps the potatoes to cook evenly. There is just steam everywhere, and everywhere is steam. But I have chopped up the onion, added the garlic, and I am now I'll saute these until they're tender and kind of caramelized. I am sauteing them in vegetable broth. You can use olive oil or your oil of choice. I'm just simply trying to cut down on fats a little bit because fat makes me fat. Anyway, so I'm going to tenderize these for about 5 minutes. Our potatoes are looking good. They're beginning to boil, and all you can see is steam, but this is where we are at this time. So this is what we're looking like with our sauteed garlic and onions. And now I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. Hope you can see this all right. So I'm going to add a pinch of salt, what they call a pinch of pepper. Ooh, that's way too much pepper. Mistake. Okay, so there's the pepper. We're also going to add our teaspoon of, I have dry thyme. If you're going to use fresh thyme, use 2 teaspoons. I'm using 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. And I'm going to give that a stir. So this is what we're looking at so far, and that's the base of our experiment here. Now I'm going to add the lentils. And again, this is a cup and a half. They've been washed and drained. And to this, we're going to add the 4 cups of vegetable broth. All right, so we have our lentils, our onions, garlic, thyme, salt, pepper, and in 4 cups of vegetable broth. We are going to bring this to a boil, and then we are going to simmer it for about 30-40 minutes, just until the lentils are tender. And our potatoes are slowly boiling now. So this is the progress we've made so far. Okay, our potatoes are done, so I'm just going to simply mash these up. My mixing bowl is almost too small. I'm going to add a couple of the tablespoons of vegan butter. I had put these back in the fridge. And we will salt and pepper these as well, just to give them some extra flavor. Our lentils are still simmering. And when they have about 10 minutes to go, that's when we're going to add the mixed vegetables in with the lentils and cook them just for a few more minutes so that all of the flavors can incorporate together. And I used Yukon Gold potatoes, but I am sure you can use whatever potatoes that you have in your home. Luckily, I had everything to make this here today. So I'm just, oh, shh. Okay, that's one of those what the hell moments. I had 2 things open on the pepper. Well, actually I didn't, it just came open. But, so I scooped out that overload of pepper, and there's the mess left over. That would have been a disaster. Yep, so it's like, what the hell? Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. If you're on a restricted salt diet, don't add salt. But salt is my favorite. I probably should be on a restricted salt diet, but I don't have any problems right now, so I guess I'm okay. All right, I would say that these are mashed up enough, so I'm going to lightly cover them and set them to the side while our lentils finish cooking. Okay. What a mess. I'll tell you what, the color on this thing. Okay, so we have about 10 more minutes to go with the lentils, and so I've added the mixed vegetables. I'm hoping that you can see these. And the potatoes have been set to the side and they're covered, so they'll just stay warm. So we've got about 10 more minutes to go, and then we'll put this together and get it in the oven. Okay, now I've got a 9x13 pan, and I've sprayed it with some cooking spray, Smart Balance, non-GMO, non-animal products, and I've placed the baking dish on a baking sheet in case it overflows. I don't think that it will. One of the suggestions in this recipe was if it was too thin to thicken it up. I'm not having that problem. So we are going to place our lentil and vegetable mixture in the baking dish. I have on my glasses and they are steaming up, so I can't see anything. Yay me. And then we're going to stir up these potatoes and place them on the mixture. It's beginning to look like shepherd's pie to me. Okay, so we're going to do this the best that we can. I'm just trying to kind of evenly put our mashed taters on here. I have made regular shepherd's pie, but I've never made vegan shepherd's pie, so I am excited to try this. And it's not a terrible dish to cook. I mean, it does take a little bit of time, but the recipe says an hour. It's taken more than an hour. Maybe I didn't do something right. Maybe I didn't time something properly. Maybe I cooked the lentils too slow by kind of simmering them. Yeah, an 8x8 pan would have been too tiny. Okay. So now we're just going to pretty this up some. I have preheated the oven to 425, and we're going to keep it in the 425 oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. So that's where we are now. Okay, so this is what we're looking at with the shadows right out of the oven. So I am going to cut it when it cools off. I'm going to give it about 10 or 15 minutes to cool off, and then I'm going to cut it and we'll do a taste test. And then hopefully I will get this online. Alright, so here it is cut. Ooh, got a mess there. I can't wait to taste it. Noisy. The great thing about being plant-based is that I can eat twice as much. Haha. That's actually not always true, but I do seem to eat more. Cheers. Let's taste this shepherd pie. I'm in my kitchen again because my husband is trying to find the Manchester United game. He is a huge football, or in America soccer, here it's football, fan, and very, very agitated that it is not on his regular English football station, which we pay a lot of money for. But let's try this. So I don't know if that'll be blurry. I don't know if it'll focus. Don't know about this camera. Oh my god. It's good. You know what would be good too? Some vegan gravy with it. But as far as the shepherd's pie, it's right on. I need more salt though. I'm having a humidity issue. It's bad enough when it's not rainy and yucky. And it still is. Anyway, so I don't know if you can see the shirt. A friend of my daughter's, my middle child, her name is Elizabeth. My oldest daughter's name's Aletha, and I have a son by the name of Edward. But there's a lady, her name is Brittany, and she has, it's called Hooties, Suds, and Bubbles. I will link the website, her Facebook site, and her Etsy, E-T-S-Y site in the description below. All of her products, I'm talking bath bombs, lotions, soaps, they're all cruelty-free. They are not tested on animals. They do not have animal products in them. They're 100% vegan. They are absolutely lovely. But she also does all kinds of shirts, and I'm sporting this North Carolina shirt because that's my favorite place in the world. And that's where I'll be moving back to. And my daughter Elizabeth had this made for me by Brittany, so I will again hook you up with all of her information, and she does ship, and she's a fantastic girl, an animal lover. I love her. Love you, Brittany. Thank you for my beautiful North Carolina shirt. And back to the shepherd's pie. It is delicious. It is worth the time and effort. And again, this recipe comes from this lady Dana on the Minimalistic Baker's website. and I'll link that in the description below. Every single recipe that I have done, that I've cooked from this person, is phenomenal. I love every one of them. And, you know, learning to cook vegan and find flavors, or I cooked some pinto beans the other day and I put a picture of it up with this homemade cornbread that I had made. And my sister asked me, you know, Sally, how do you season it without bacon or fat back or ham hock or ham bone or without animal products? And it has been hit or miss, but don't give up. There are so many flavors out there to try. There are so many recipes to try, and what you're doing for your body and for your health is phenomenal. What you're doing for the environment is great. What you're doing for the animals is great. You know, I love animals. I guess I should call myself plant-based because I'm not out getting arrested for saving animals. But like I said in previous videos, I won't buy animal products or anything. You know, when I move home, I won't have a leather couch. I won't have leather in my vehicle. Just because I do care that much about the animals. So I do love animals. But there's this huge controversy going on about what's plant-based and redefining veganism, which I think is ludicrous. And then it's also, I do have an issue with, if you're vegan or plant-based, you're not eating anything from an animal. I have been in restaurants where, especially a Mexican restaurant in Archdale, North Carolina, phenomenal food. They always do a great job, but apparently I miscommunicated, or the staff person didn't understand me, and they brought me out cheese on my beans and cheese on my, and the minute that he saw me, I'm like, I can't have dairy. And, oh my gosh, that's right, I'm so sorry. You know, they didn't mind. And with restaurants here in Bermuda, you know, if you're friendly and nice and, you know, you're just a nice person and you explain your dietary restrictions, lots of times the restaurants that I go to here, the chef is more than happy to accommodate me. It's almost like a challenge. Well, we can do this and we can do that and we can do this. And it's not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing to order vegan. I don't think that it's, you know, I'm in some kind of social issue here. I mean, I socialize all the time and I go out to eat, and I have no problem. So as a last resort, you tell whoever is serving you or whoever's waiting on you, the wait staff at the restaurant, that you're deathly allergic to any dairy, meat, cheese, eggs. You know, you just explain it. Anyway, okay, so the deal is this. I would recommend that you try this shepherd's pie. Check out the Minimalist Baker's website. Her recipes are fantastic. And they're not hard. And, you know, if you cook a few things that taste kind of bland, add some salt and pepper, some garlic salt, some garlic powder, some onion powder. Don't give up, because eventually, or in my experience, eventually you find the mixtures and the amounts of all of these wonderful spices and seasonings, and you can be successful as a vegan and still have tasty items that are not bland. Back to the pinto bean story. I cooked the pinto beans with like cumin, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder. They were phenomenal. Then I made this cornbread, and I'm Southern, you know. So I crumbled the cornbread up with the pinto beans, and it was phenomenal. But anyway, so I just encourage you to not give up. Look for some recipes. If you want me to try them before you try them and give you an honest opinion, just leave a comment below. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of these fantastic recipes, which the recipes are great, but spending time with you guys is the greatest. And my commentary videos seem to be like the most. So I'll probably be doing more of those because apparently some people like to hear an old lady's point of view. So again, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. I know your time is valuable, so thank you. And again, if there's any recipes or any topics that you want to discuss or talk about or get a conversation going with, let me know. Comment below, like, share it with somebody that might enjoy this. I encourage you to stay on that vegan path. If you haven't gone there yet, give it a try. It's not so hard, just a day at a time. Commit to a week, see what you can do. So cheers from my kitchen to your home. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to check out Hooties Sets and Bubbles and Minimalistic Baker's recipe website. So again, the links will be in the description. Thanks again for joining me, and please do give this recipe a try because it is definitely worth it. Bye.